Hi, today a very important energy update for the month of November. We are now in the eclipse season. We are between two very powerful and strong eclipses. The first eclipses happened at the 25th of October. It was the solar eclipse. And the next eclipse will happen 2 weeks later at the 8th of November, the lunar eclipse. And between those two eclipses, it is a very important time. It's often a very dramatic time where things happen, where things happens unexpected. And also with all the other constellations of the planets I will explain in some minutes, you can see it is a critical time. It is a time of chaos, but there is also hope. There's also hope in the second half of the month of November. Something will change. And I think it is for us all a very important time. And we all have to decide on which side we are on. Welcome on my channel, and please subscribe, and sorry if my English is not the best. We are in a big transformation, and we are going through deep and extreme energy shifts. And the changes that will occur because of these shifts will be the biggest changes we will ever experience in our life. Not only personal, in our personal lives, also for the public and all of us. There is a deep clearing at this moment. Deeper levels of our consciousness we experience, and deep dark things are coming up. It's a little bit like walking through mud. We had a major conjunction this year on the 1st of August that happened in the sign of Aries. 3 planets were conjunct: Mars, Uranus and Rahu. Rahu is the north node. And they 3 were conjunct at 24 degrees in the sign of Aries. That was a very rare conjunction, a very important sign for this year, that this year is very special and maybe something big will happen. Uranus stands for unexpected events, for explosive events. Mars is the planet of war and fire and blood and weapons and aggression. And this happened with Rahu. Rahu is like often the energy of extremes. It will expand energies. We haven't seen something big happen at the 1st of August, but maybe this could be that now, because Saturn, the planet Saturn, is in the sign of Capricorn, and Saturn will change its direction. This time it is retrograde. But retrograde means, from our view, from the Earth, we think that the planet is retrograde, but in true, it can't go retrograde. But from the view of the Earth, we think it goes retrograde. And when a planet goes retrograde, it is more powerful. It is the time to think over the themes the planet represents. Sorry for my English. And Saturn is at 24 degrees in the sign of Capricorn, and Uranus in the sign of Aries is at 23 degrees, I think. And those two are in a hard aspect together. And this is often a time where the markets, the financial crisis will happen. The last time at the year of 28, there was this conjunction and the stock market crashed. And maybe we can see something similar we will see. But also this is a little bit like Damocles' sword over us. It is a very special energy with Saturn, which is when it is stationary, because when Saturn changes its direction and it is like it's standing still. It's not really standing still, but we think it stands still, and we call it stationary. Then a planet is extreme powerful. And Saturn is normally powerful, and it stands for our governments and for our economic and for our leaders. And I think we have seen a lot of things happen this year, and maybe we will see more changes in the governments. And all these energies are happening now between the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. And it all happens on the axis of the north node and the south node. And this axis is the axis of war and peace. And this we are seeing now in the outside very, very clear. And the lunar eclipse, which will happen at the 8th of November, is a dark blood moon. The moon, if you look in the sky in the night, you will see it looks like a red planet. And this is because of the Earth. The Earth is standing between the sun and the moon. And so the moon is eclipsed. It is in the shadow of the Earth, and we can see it like a red planet. And lunar eclipse will always bring the results of the solar eclipse which happened before. The solar eclipse is a little bit like the trigger, and on the lunar eclipse we will see the results. And so we will see what happened with all the fear and anger which is coming up, and with the war situation in the Ukraine, we will see. And the path of the eclipse of the moon, the blood moon, there is a special part on the Earth, we can see it, and this is on the east and the north of Europe. It is also to seen over Asia and also North America and the Antarctica, I think, and some more parts of the Earth. And this always means that in these regions where the path of the dark moon is, these are the places where we can see that those shadow energies will happen and create events. At the 8th of November, the moon will be exact at 21 degrees in the sign of Aries. And there is at 22 degrees the Uranus, the planet Uranus, and at 19 degrees is Rahu. And this is also a very extreme conjunction we have at the 8th of November for the lunar eclipse. And the moon represents the public, the masses. And in opposition is the sun. The sun is in the sign of Libra. There happened the solar eclipse at the 25th of October. And now the moon is in the opposite sign. And the moon stands for the public, the masses, and the sun stands for the governments. And with the moon we have Uranus, and Uranus stands for rebellion, for sudden, unexpected events, for the future. And Uranus is also the great awakener. And this brings elements with it. They are unpredictable. They are radical. And it might be also chaos and fightings, and people are frustrated and angry and are very have a lot of fears. We will see what will happen. And the next important thing in the month of November we have is that Mars, the planet Mars, will go also retrograde. It will go retrograde in the sign of Gemini on the 30th of October at 1 degree in Gemini. And there at 1 degree in the sign of Gemini is also the Mars of the birth horoscope of the chart of the USA. And that is a very important also sign that there is a lot of turbulence, a lot of danger, and a lot about the theme of war. It is also, Gemini is a sign for communication, and this could mean that some cyber wars we will see. There will be problems with the internet, maybe something like this. We will see with the mass communications there will be problems. And yes, and the USA also have their election day at the 8th of November when the lunar eclipse will happen, and I think it will be a very turbulent day for the USA, and maybe a lot of rebellion, maybe something is not happening in the right way, maybe something will discovered on this day that is not very truthful to the public. We will see what will happen. Yes, and like I said, and Mars will then turn retrograde and will change at the 14th of November in the sign of Taurus, and the last time when Mars was in the sign of Taurus and was retrograde was the time when the stock market crashed in the year of 2008. Maybe we will see something similar, maybe, but also I think the house prices will also fall when the stock markets will fall. We will see if it will be a recession or something like this. And another very important energy shift is Jupiter. Jupiter, the planet of luck, of abundance, of prosperity, will change its direction at the 23rd of November. The last month Jupiter was retrograde, and now it will turn direct. And when it changes its directions at the 23rd of November, it will be stationary. It will nearly stand still, and this I told before is a very, very powerful time, a very special time, and Jupiter will give a good aspect to all the changes and things we are experiencing now. I think it might be that there are some solutions that we will have more hope to see that something good is coming out of all those stuff, dark stuff we are experiencing at this moment. Maybe some truths will come out, some things that change all those dramatic events that we are having this time. But we are in very, very big energy shifts, and it is like a big crescendo that happens the last 3 months of this year. This time period now on Earth is very crucial. It is a very, very important time, and you must now decide if you are part of the new Earth. It is a time of deep healing, of deep clearing, but we all will experience then a world, a better world, a world we want to live in. And it is now so important to face your own inner shadows, your own inner patterns, your habits, what you're thinking of yourself, and to feel your own deep emotions. And if you think your emotions are very dark and you have fear about your own emotions, please start to feel. It is your own energy. And this process is so important. This is the process of healing. You can't heal if you don't allow to feel. And if there are tears and if there is sadness, that is okay. If you allow to feel it, you will see it will transform. This is a process that doesn't happen overnight, but it is so important. And to allow yourself to be more of yourself every day, a little bit more. This is crucial. Allow your shadow to be your shadow. Accept your shadow and love your shadow. And you will discover so much more in the dark parts of the soul, the dark parts of your inner self. You will get stronger, you will get more lightful if you allow this healing to be happen. Do not longer refuse your shadows. And please share this video with other people. Sorry if my English is not the best, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Namaste.